in your world will begin to make sense to you. Everything in your life and everything in the lives of anyone that you get to watch up close. Because every time you feel negative emotion, it always means the same thing. Your life caused you to expand, and you in your physical body didn't go. In other words, you go to the mailbox, the bills are all there, it's that time of the month. You sit at your desk, you have more bills than you have money, and you feel fear, frustration, maybe anger. You feel those negative emotions that you feel when there isn't enough of something you want, or when there's too much of something you don't want. And in that contrasting moment, you do something that probably on this topic you've done many times. You emanate now a clearer, stronger rocket of desire that says, I want more money, I want stability, I want to be financially on top of my world. And as you emanate this rocket, we are not kidding you even a little bit. The non-physical part of you receives it fully, understands it completely, focuses upon it entirely, and never deviates from the newfound vibrational place that you just discovered through that contrasting experience just now. So now what's happened is your intense desire for financial well-being has been exaggerated one more time, and the non-physical part of you has become vibrationally more prosperous as a result of your contrasting experience. You just expanded. The question is, and now, law of attraction, this powerful law that is responding to all vibrations, is responding to this point of attraction. And we so want to get your attention. We so want you to understand what that point of attraction is. You, this eternal you that has been attracting for longer than you even have any sense of time. And all cooperative components are being assembled to that point of attraction. The question is, are you a cooperative component? Or are you saying, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. What am I going to do? I don't have enough money. I've never had enough. I've never had enough. I've never had enough. We're beating the drum. I've never had enough. I've never had enough. I've never had enough. You get a sort of cadence going. That's what a belief is. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So if your belief is, it's hard, I don't know what I'm going to do, I don't have enough, I can't make my money stretch, I don't know how to get more money, I'm working as hard as I can. As you beat the drum of not enough money, you keep active in yourself a vibration that prevents you from being a cooperative component. Now over here where law of attraction is responding to your new desire, not just responding to it, has vibrationally become it. And we want you to understand how good that is. Do you know that everything you see that is manifested, including this planet that you live on that is spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets, everything that you know as your vibrational universe was once a vibration that was attracting all cooperative components. So it takes some attraction before it becomes manifest, but by the time you are here on this planet, in this physical body as an extension of source energy, when life causes you to ask for something and you put it into your vibrational reality, you like that term? Your vibrational reality, we're calling this vibrational reality. This is your reality. This is your vibrational reality. We want you to feel the fullness and the bigness and the importance and the power of this vibrational reality, because it exists always before there is a manifestation. And the time between the vibrational reality existing and the reality that you count as you put the money in your bank and so on, that time difference can be instantaneous. There can be no time difference when the vibrations match up. In other words, when you ask for something and you believe it, there's no vibrational variance, so there's no time difference. It happens. When you want something and you know it, it is. But when you want it and doubt it, there's a time gap, because you're not vibrationally up to speed with what you're asking for. And you've got to get vibrationally up to speed with what you're asking for, or you are not a cooperative component. Now, you don't need to worry. Other cooperative components are not going to run off with your stuff, because you have put them there and they are being tended for you. This is your creation. This is your unique creation that is vibrationally encoded to you, for you, by you. and tended to by the larger part of you, you've just got to become a vibrational match to it, which means you got to chill out. You got to stop beating the drum. You've got to stop using the step one experience. You know what step one is? Step one is where contrast causes you to ask. Step one, so vital. But if you get hung up in step one, I'm asking and asking and asking and asking and asking, do you know that the vibration of the question and the vibration of the answer are two entirely different vibrations? The vibration of the problem over here, the vibration of the solution over here. And what do we mean by over here in this vibrational reality? We're calling this the vortex of creation. You got to get in the vortex. You've got to get inside that vibrational vortex. You've got to be a match for what you've asked for, or you will not see it, even though it could be looming all around you. There are all kinds of solutions to your problems and all kinds of answers to your questions. They are all around you. But if your frequency is different, you will not see them. You cannot set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and see what's being broadcast on 98.7 FM. The frequencies have to match up. But you know what happens with so many of you? In your physicality, you think, I'm here, I can see, I can hear, I can smell and taste and touch. If it were around, I would see it, I would smell it, I would hear it, I would taste it, I would feel it, I would know it, I would be able to see it, Abraham, if it were here. We say, not if you are on a different vibrational frequency. It's hard to accept, isn't it? You feel so tangible. You feel so real. You think your life experience is so much about just walking into a room and observing. But you are a vibrational being, and this is a vibrational world. And there are so many different worlds being lived right on your street, right in your city, right in your nation. This world is as diverse as the individuals who are vibrationally moving about. And you have only one thing to do. You've got to match yourself to your own vibration. Why? Because if you don't match yourself to your own vibration, it's not just that you won't get your stuff, but you won't get your stuff. It's not just that you won't find your lover or that the money will not flow. It's not just that the manifestations of what you want can't come to you if you're vibrationally varying from the vibration of them. It's that you will always have that empty feeling that is indicated by the negative emotion that you feel. In other words, you got to get up to speed with you. It's not just that you want this thing, it's that life caused you to become more. You see, oh, here is the thing we want you to hear. You might not know this. We must tell you. You are the creator of you. It's not just the house you want. It's not just the lifestyle you want. You are the expanded being. It's the creation of you. In other words, when you go to the mailbox and out of the experience you want more money, you have created a more prosperous being that you've got to get up to speed with. There are those who say, oh, don't be greedy. And we say, you've got to be kidding. They're telling you, after you've gone to all of the trouble of coming from non-physical into the physical for the deliberate purpose of exploring contrast and expanding, they're saying, don't worry about keeping up with your expansion. That's paramount to saying, never mind joy, never mind alignment, never mind enlightenment, never mind knowledge, never mind coming into your own, never mind being who life has caused you to be. You gotta be who life caused you to be, or you won't feel the joy that is natural to you. In other words, you've got to do something, and you're the only one who can. You've got to do something about the thoughts that you think, often on a chronic basis, that separate you, that's too strong a word, but who hinder you. Those chronic thoughts that keep you vibrationally out of whack, out of alignment with who you are. So today, all day, we'll be talking about the relationship between you and you, and we want you to feel the power of this vortex. We want you to realize that everything that you've been asking for and everything that vibrationally you have become is spinning in this vortex. And if it were not spinning, and if law of attraction were not responding to it, and if you hadn't become this more prosperous, better feeling on top of the world being, if you hadn't become that, then you wouldn't feel the negative emotion that is your indicator that you're not keeping up with it. You might say you're a little bit like a two-headed monster, and we just want to get both heads going in the same direction. So We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits. It is our desire that as a result of this conversation that we have together today, that you leave here remembering who you are. We want you to remember the power of your being. We want you to remember that you are source energy here in this physical body. We want you to train your thoughts one by one into alignment with who you really are, so that you can feel the wholeness of who you are, so that you can feel the worthiness of who you are, so that you can return to the power of that which you are, so that you can be the uplifter that you've come forth to be. When you're in the vortex, you are in alignment with source, and your ability to influence and to call others into the vortex is a very potent and powerful thing. When you're outside of the vortex, you're outside of your power. In other words, when you feel bad, you're not in alignment with the whole of that which you are. And when you're not in alignment with the whole of that which you are, you have nothing to give another. But if you are selfish enough to care about how you feel, and selfish enough to guide your thoughts one by one into better feeling thoughts, until you systematically train yourself into vibrational alignment with who you are, now the whole of you is pouring through you. And anyone who receives the benefit of your gaze has received something wonderful, because you have shined the energy of source all over them. When you see someone and in watching them you feel bad, that means you gave something you didn't want enough of your attention, that you trained yourself into vibrational alignment with that, and in doing so you left the range of who you are. You get it? Negative emotion outside the vortex, positive emotion inside the vortex. Some say it can't be that cut and dried, and we say, well, it's true, your vortex does keep moving. Life keeps causing you to ask for more, and your standards of who you are keep moving to higher and higher levels. You keep raising your own bar. With every life experience you ask, with every contrasting experience you become more. But when you begin to care about how you feel, and you begin monitoring your thoughts in the sense that you're trying to find the best feeling thought you can find from where you are, what begins to happen, and in a very short time, is that you begin to perceive more and more of your life from inside the vortex. And people who are watching you begin to notice the difference, because they notice you have more energy, you have more stamina, you clearly feel better. They begin to notice that things that they knew you want are flooding into your experience. They begin to notice that there's an ease about you that only ever comes when you get into your own power. Imagine an airplane high in the sky, 30 or 40,000 feet, 500 or 600 miles an hour, flying across the sky. You're in the plane and you're looking out the window and you see the landscape going by, and it's all just right. Put that same airplane on the ground at that speed, it wouldn't feel so good. When you get up to speed with who you are, when you get into this vortex, when you bring yourself vibrationally up to speed with who you are, you have control. Esther was watching a very beautiful young man being interviewed. He's a race car driver at high rates of speed. And his interviewer was saying to him, because you are so young, aren't you afraid? And he said, something you have to understand that nobody understands except those of us who drive these high-powered, high-speed vehicles. When you're out there on the track and everyone else is going the same speed you are, it doesn't feel dangerous like it does to you who aren't out there up to speed with us. And Esther thought, that's what Abraham's been trying to say to us. When we get up to speed with who we are, it doesn't feel too fast. It only feels out of balance when we're not up to speed with who we are. In other words, when you get into the vortex, your life will be as you knew it would be, as you planned it to be, and as it should be.